This is Sharing Life, Episode 26, May the 30th, 2022. Identity Theft. What you don't expect. In this three-part series, we explore the complex issues and how to resolve this problem. I am your host, John Knox. The name of my interviewee and others have been changed to avoid future conflicts. The store mentioned in this series is being referred to as Big Box. Sharing Life is not receiving sponsorships from Credit Karma. Support for Sharing Life comes from APIC Marketing. To consult their services, go to apicmarketing.com. By email, contact asha@apicmarketing.com.
APIC Marketing, your resource for digital marketing, web, and app development tools.
This first show is called Part 1, What Happened. Throughout this episode, I will stop and review what has been said. There will be 3 episodes, so remember to keep track of the details. Russell received an email notification from an international courier company about an unknown, unrecognized shipment from a company in Europe. The courier was requesting payment of $147.37 for customs, duty, and brokerage fees. So he requested details to address the Canadian duty by self-clearing through customs. Through much interaction, the information revealed that the package contained several eyeglass frames. Russell's suspicions were raised, so he checked his credit ratings through creditkarma.ca. Additional information from Credit Karma revealed that Big Box had requested a report about his credit. Further, it was revealed that Big Box opened a credit card account in his name at his address. Interaction with Big Box confirmed that the opening of the account without his confirmation, his knowledge and consent. Request was made to close the account. Big Box advised that the credit card had been mailed to his address. It was time to notify law enforcement. Unfortunately, law enforcement will only make incident reports unless there is a loss. Theft. Continued checks with the credit agencies confirmed a used car seller was requesting a report about his credit ratings. Contacting this car dealer, it was confirmed that a purchase of a car was made by someone identifying himself as Russell. The transaction was nearing completion, but the vehicle could not be titled and licensed without insurance. You just heard that Russell had an unauthorized shipment on the way to his property. Soon after, he checked his credit score and discovered that a credit card had been issued under his name. Stay tuned to hear what happened next. It then became necessary to constantly check the credit ratings, on some days hourly. How legitimate are the roadblocks for preventing identity theft? With little to no resistance, financial transactions were occurring with the use of his identity. Like an avalanche, it started slowly and then became an unpredictable situation that consistently became nearly impossible to cope with. You will now hear how this situation worsened. Russell also found that a major mortgage loan arranger was checking into his credit score. It was discovered this agency had approved and was ready to dispense funds for a major loan to the perpetrators. Russell began receiving a marked increase in unidentified hang-up cell phone calls. Another discovery appeared on his credit report that confirmed a major cellular service provider was making inquiries. Contacting this company revealed that somebody with false identification was using his cell phone number as a reference and had appeared at a shopping mall store and arranged the purchase of an expensive cell phone and phone service. Fortunately, this arrangement was on hold pending payment by the perpetrator, who was required to make a deposit of $200. While this was occurring, Russell again began receiving a marked increase in unidentified hang-up cell phone calls. Russell then attempted to rearrange his cell phone service so he could keep record of these unwanted calls and establish a new phone number for his personal use. The cell phone provider did not follow the requested changes, but instead undermined his cell phone service and persisted with demands for payment. The cell phone provider absolutely refused to correct their error and cut the old service altogether. The old phone number carried a record of the questionable calls. It looked like they were aiding and abetting and protecting the criminal activities that were going on. After letters and many conversations to get this issue corrected, the management established that they did not properly address the request for change, and that it was because of COVID, and they would not correct their mistake. While all of this was happening, Russell, on the advice of a friend, did a lot of checking with government services to find help, only to discover that while there is a lot of government information collected by highly paid bureaucrats, they simply compile reports, but offer no real help. So far, I told you that Russell was shipped a package of eyeglass frames, then discovered that a credit card had been issued in his name to an unknown person, then that a car was purchased by someone else in his name, a mortgage negotiated, and an attempt at acquiring cell phone and cellular service, all made by an unknown person. Are you drawing the same conclusions that Russell did? Why is the financial system so easy to hack? While all of this was happening, Russell found a lot of information about credit and much information about the credit reporting bureaus who appear to be member-based entities supporting their members. Why do credit issuing companies rapidly offer services in a manner that is so easily compromised? How would you handle this situation? Russell only wanted to bring this to an end. The issues placed on Russell were difficult to handle and time-sensitive. You have been listening to Sharing Life. To contact me, use my email address sharinglifestudios@gmail.com. Also, I have an independent board who reviews all decisions concerning these broadcasts. Thank you for being a listener. What would your goal be in this situation? Stay tuned for parts 2 and 3. In our next episode, part 2, the dealings and resolutions, you will learn how Russell handled this situation.